Hello, everyone. I'm Amit Deokar. I'm an associate professor of MIS and the chair of the Operations and Information Systems Department in the Manning School of Business at UMass Lowell. I'm also the editor of the eService Journal, and today I'm excited to participate in the first edition of the Global Conference on Innovations in Business and Management. Today, I will talk a little bit about the eService Journal in terms of the topic areas covered and the review process. eService Journal is an international journal and has been publishing topics in the various areas related to e-services since 2001. And it is a double-blind reviewed journal listed in the ABDC journal list, also known as the Australian Business Deans Council list. Let me start by discussing the mission of the journal. The focus of the journal is to provide an important forum on publishing research on the foundations, design, development, delivery, management, evaluation, and impact of e-services or electronic services. Here, electronic services are broadly conceived as services that use information systems and information technologies. Modern electronic services cover a broad array of digital information infrastructure or digital services, including e-commerce, digital marketing, fintech, e-health, e-government, and so on and so forth. When you think about the development and adoption of these e-services, they are guided by new technological advances, such as cloud computing, mobile computing, blockchain, big data analytics, and AI technologies. What does this mean for research? In terms of research, these e-services offer exciting new opportunities for us to study a variety of phenomena that relate to the interaction of people, technology, processes, and information that creates value under different conditions. So to give you an example, recent trends in sharing economy, the gig economy, and online labor platforms, they present opportunities for us to study a variety of topics, such as the design of these online platforms, information architectures, user-generated content, such as reviews, endorsements, data and text mining of such content, social aspects like user behavior and adoption, value chains, market forces and mechanisms, regulatory and compliance issues, data privacy, security, and ethics. As a journal, eService Journal also is looking to publish articles in new areas such as digital entrepreneurship and innovation, digital transformation of organizations. So if you're conducting research in these areas, please do consider submitting your work to the journal. We also welcome special issues in such topic areas. In terms of methodologies, the journal is quite diverse and inclusive. It accepts qualitative as well as quantitative research method studies, design science studies, case studies, conceptual and theory development papers, as well as empirical studies involving hypothesis testing are accepted. Typically, the journal publishes traditional research articles, but is also open to articles based on literature reviews or shorter articles such as current industry trends and research outlooks. The key, however, is to have a strong motivation and contribution. When I say motivation, I'm referring to the fact that the research problem being studied has to be of interest, not just from an academic standpoint, but also from a practical and managerial standpoint. Similarly, the rigor in the study is important, but so is the practical relevance of the findings. In other words, as authors, you should answer the why care and so what questions about the phenomenon that you're studying or developing the technical artifact for. As for the review process, the journal has an editorial evaluation where the first initial screening of the submission is done based on the fit for the journal and the likelihood of that manuscript surviving the review process based on an acceptable threshold of rigor and relevance based on what I discussed earlier. Following this initial screening, a double-blind review is conducted by a panel of 2 to 3 reviewers, and the goal is to provide a very constructive and developmental feedback to the review authors, especially authors that are relatively new and junior faculty. Typically, 2 rounds of reviews are conducted and the usual timeline from submission to acceptance is roughly 6 months. Hopefully, this gives you a sense of the topics the journal publishes and the review process. The journal also welcomes conference papers that have completed research projects and can be extended into a journal paper with about 20 to 25% new content. So if you have recent conference papers in the areas we talked about or working papers from your research projects, do consider submitting them to the eService journal. As the editor of the journal, I'm happy to provide initial informal feedback on your papers in terms of fit and quality for the journal. Hope to talk to you more and answer questions during the live chat session at the conference. Thank you for listening.